I will call the November 18th Lanesville Community School Board of Trustees meeting at 7 o'clock in the cafeteria. That was a call to order. The second item is the Pledge to Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Board members, you have received the agenda in advance of tonight's meeting. You have had time to review, research, and consider the matters to be voted on tonight. Board members, do you have any questions or concerns to be addressed before we proceed?
Mr. Chairman, before you call a motion on all the meeting minutes, I think they're all together. On the executive meeting from 10/21, the topic says interviews and negotiations with commercial industrial prospects. I believe that meeting was centered around approving or going over the final negotiations on the contract and some other legal stipulations, and had nothing to do with the topic listed as the meeting.
Okay, and that was
The executive session for 10/21.
okay, 10/21. Okay. Okay, any other concerns? Okay. The third item is the approval of minutes from the October 21st and 29th board meetings. Could I have a motion and second to approve?
I so moved.
I'll second
it. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Okay, the next item is number 4, the approval of claims for the month of November. Could I have a motion and second to approve?
Oh, just a second. October 21st, 2025, on the executive session, there was no mention of that. It was collective bargaining.
Right.
The minutes reflect that, though.
The minutes
Okay.
say the opposite.
Oh, I'm sorry.
They,
I thought you were talking about the agenda. Thank you.
no, they didn't say
Thank
that.
you for that
The
clarification.
minutes need to be changed.
Yeah.
Okay, so the minutes need to be changed on that, and we voted for that. Okay, the approval of claims for the month of November. Could I have a motion and second to approve?
I so moved.
I'll second.
Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Next item is principal's report. Who wants to go first?
Hello, everyone. With this being November, we just wanted to take a minute to be thankful for our partnerships that we share. So we just really wanted to talk a lot about our parents and our support. We just left a PTSO meeting, so we were rushing from one meeting to the other, and just the excitement about all the upcoming activities and fundraisers and the celebrations that we've had. We also want to thank our staff for their passion and dedication. We have launched some amazing things this year. Our tutoring program, we don't have Q2 numbers, but the amount of time that our assistants and teachers have stayed after to work with kids, it's just been a great addition this year. We're also grateful for our students and the positive learning environments we create together. Our student council just finished they had a wonderful pumpkin palooza, and just the new energy and new ideas that are coming from our students has just been fun to watch as that's taken shape. We've had a lot of opportunities to come together as a school community, and this is the season of holidays and Thanksgiving, and we just have so many more activities in the next 17 school days. It's a whirlwind of fun and holiday cheer, and a little holiday crazy, but it's just a great time to be at the elementary. So kicking off this week, our first ever November 21st, our High Ability program is doing our Lanesville Local 100 Miles to Harvest. And so we've had a guest teacher come in and work with our High Ability kids to learn about farm to table. Our community is so important to us. And so within a 100-mile radius, to see the products and produce and just meat and dairy and just flowers and honey and all the things that our community contribute. And, you know, like on our sign, it says small community, big world. And what a better way to show that within 100 miles, It might seem like a small farm, but look at the impact just on agriculture and environment and all of those things. So we're super excited on Friday, where all of our kids are going to come. They have a presentation ready. They're going to bring some samplings of those foods. We're going to highlight some of the local farms and the local areas. And I think it's just going to be a great opportunity to tie all that together on the 21st at 8:30. We also have our second annual Spirit Night on December 1st. Last year was a huge hit. I know many in the crowd were amongst the participants, but all of our elementary kids get to come. We have our own cheer block. PTSO partners with us. We give prizes away. Student council partners with us. It's going to be pizza night, so you don't have to cook. That's a win. And it's just a great way for our kids and our teachers to come out. Last year, we had representatives from almost every single grade level, assistants, office staff, and everyone here to celebrate with our kids. And it was just a great event. So that is December 1st. And then just a couple other things. I know we're going to talk a lot about ELF. It's the season of giving. So thank you in advance for all of your contributions to help our community. And 80th day of school will be fast upon us on December 5th. So get out your Michael Jackson and your Cyndi Lauper attire, and let's get ready to dance on the Car Rider Day, December 5th. But we just have lots of things to celebrate. A bigger selection and a bigger thanks is a shout out. It's number 17 on the agenda, and that's the Harrison County Foundation grant. We were able to partner with them earlier this year. Our school community came together for a booster walkathon, and we wanted to pledge the money to special areas and not the needs, but the wants. We want our teachers to dream big, and we don't want funding to be a limitation. So we ask our special area teachers to dream big. And Karen Armstrong, she did. She delivered. She wants to do 9 square, and I don't know if any of you guys have played that. It's kind of like tic-tac-toe in the sky, and you have to bounce the ball in between. But that game is $1,800. And so that's a big dream. When we're trying to offset everything. So we actually partnership and we wrote a grant and the Harrison County Foundation met our match. And so we're actually purchasing one of those through the Booster Walkathon, and we're getting one. So coupon discount, celebration foundation, however you want to say it. It was just a great opportunity for those funds to be matched and for our greater good to just be a little bit broader. So anyway, we have lots of things going on. So thank you guys.
Good evening. I will keep my comments brief this evening. I know we have a lot of things to get through. We are at the season of thanks. I just want to say thanks again for all of the support that we get through the community. For those that are listening at home or that have children in this school, I say it all the time. I'll say it every time if I can. The Lanesville kids I would put them against any other kids on planet Earth. And a lot of that has to come from parental support. So thank you guys for that. We had our Veterans Day program this past week on Veterans Day. I want to say a huge thank you to Darcel McLean and Leslie Holdridge for helping organize that. It's obvious the amount of work that they put into that. There's artifacts that kids can go up and look at from different branches of the military, and it's really cool. You can see the kids are really engaged with that. We had our elf dance this past weekend, and the weekend before that was the junior high dance that was put on by the PTSO. So thank you, PTSO, for that. For the senior high dance, thank you again for Darcel McLean. She has a club that does decorating, and so they decorated these halls. The theme was masquerade. Those kids had an awesome time. It's awesome. We had Megan Hodge, Jason Hudson, Megan Apple, and Mary Simcoe. I want to say thank you to them for help chaperone that event. It's really nice to know that we can hold events like that and have good chaperones that can help facilitate. We're not worried about it at all. We have a few things coming up. Elf Kickoff begins next Tuesday, the 25th. There was a notice sent out via email for K through 12 families. If anybody's interested in applying to that program, you have until December 1st to get that application completed. Our first boys game our official game will be against Corden on the 28th at Corden. Our first home game will be, boys home game will be December 5th against Borden. So I'm excited to see these guys out playing. I hear the coach in there screaming at them pretty hard all the time. So looking forward to some good basketball. And then lastly, we have a band concert on the 14th And the junior senior art show is also on the 14th. And I think the elementary is the next day on the 15th for both of those events. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
You said just health fundraiser? We need to have that. Yes.
Okay.
Agenda item, is that correct? Fundraiser for health?
Okay.
25th.
So we will add as number 37 will be an ELF fundraiser, and then that changes additional public comments to number 38 and adjournment to number 39. Okay. The next item is the superintendent's report.
Yeah, and I'm going to start, and then here in just a few agenda items, we're going to discuss our HVAC agreements on the maintenance. We've got some gentlemen from Alpha that are going to talk to you guys real quick. We finally got back our air quality testing results. I've shared it with the board, shared it with Teachers Union this afternoon, looking at the indicators, which is ironic from a couple of years ago. The report indicated that temperatures in most classrooms averaged in a normal range, which is 68 to 75 degrees during the study period. That was in September, so that was one of the hot months. Most of those classrooms, 0 of 10 classrooms are ever too warm. 5 of 10 indicated that they were too cool at times. And so if you remember a couple of years ago, we couldn't keep the facility cool if we had to. Now we've got classrooms that are a little too cool. But as far as the heat goes, we were really pretty good in that. So we put a lot of time in that, a lot of effort, a lot of money sunk into that. Relative humidity, the range that they were looking for is between 30% and 55%. 3 of the 10 classrooms averaged slightly higher during occupation of that, 55%. One was 57.1, 56.5, and 55.4. So just a tick higher. Matching that with the lower temperatures, they didn't feel that it was really conducive for molds, mildews, those kinds of things. One area that we do really need to focus on is carbon dioxide in the building. We have had a conversation with Alpha. As soon as we got this, we reached out to them knowing that we were going to have these discussions here. Carbon dioxide levels, the optimal range is between 700 and 1,000 parts per million. All classrooms averaged over the 1,000 parts per million. What is happening is not enough air from the classroom is being flowed outside of the building. And so you can see on a chart, it shows throughout the day, if nobody's in, it's really, really low. Whenever the building gets occupied, you can see it climbing towards the end of the day, then it's peaked pretty high. So we need to get that taken care of really pretty quickly. What it says is that at levels above 1,000 parts per million, air becomes stale and less comfortable to breathe. So that's an area that we know that is our top priority to get fixed off of that. Here in just a minute, I'm going to have Mr. Hancock show something for everybody on the screen. We are working with Pro Media on a series of videos to highlight Lanesville Community School Corporation. The first one has a couple of alumni that most of you will probably recognize, Mr. Greg Rakestraw and Dr. Vince Stilger, who are very proud Lanesville alumnus. And I know my brother lives in Noblesville, Indianapolis, and I would get every year during basketball season, I get a couple of text messages or phone calls from my brother because Greg is talking about Lanesville on the radio. Dr. Stilger is back with us now, working as our athletic trainer. He has worked for Indiana University. He ran the department at West Virginia University. He educated a lot of athletic trainers that work for professional sports teams. Remember, he showed me a picture a couple years ago. Stanley Cup was going on, and both head trainers of both teams were former students of his, and they were together and sent him that picture. So really, really proud of these two alumni, and we've got a video. Mr. Hancock is ready to go, and this is the first of a series, and we'll start highlighting. The next one will be ELF, and then starting second semester, we'll do one each semester or one each quarter to highlight the elementary and the junior, senior high school.
age of 5, I wanted to be a broadcaster and a sportscaster of some kind. Remarkably, one of my high school English teachers, and Mr. Richards, had worked locally in television at WHAS before he became an English teacher. Having someone that kind of steered me in the right direction here was amazing. Obviously, no student radio station or television station at a place like Lanesville, but I was involved in writing the newspaper whenever we would decide to print it. I was heavily yearbook layout when I was a senior, and those were things that kind of guided me down that path. Well, one of the things at Lanesville is that you couldn't hide in the crowd. There wasn't enough of a crowd. You know, every teacher knew your name. Every teacher was invested into the person you're going to become. The job of high school back then and the job of high school now isn't necessarily to say, okay, you're going the college track, but it was to educate you and try to figure out what that career path was going to be and how we're going to help this community or whatever community you would end up in. People got to know you and people were invested in your success. When perhaps you were going in the wrong direction, teachers wanted to invest in getting you back on the right path or knew the people to talk with to make sure you were getting back on the right path.
It's a very small school, but you get so much individual instruction in terms of from the teacher, from staff, and so forth. And I think that's really important. The fact that you can get to know so many people within this school, your classmates, and make great friends that you might keep for a lifetime. And the camaraderie of the school, it's a very close-knit school, but it's also a very close-knit community that backs the school 110%. I think it's really important to build relationships, professional relationships, personal relationships with other people that you work with, students, staff, teachers, because you can learn something from everyone. And you have no idea down the road when that individual could benefit you in terms of a job, hiring process, future employment, whatever it might be.
For so many years, being part of a smaller town or a smaller community was seen almost as a detriment. And I said, no. I've now lived 10 years in a larger city, and I can tell you, this is an advantage for you, whatever you want to do in life. And I'm not sure that'd be possible if I didn't grow up here and have the educational foundation I had here at Lanesville.
I'd like to thank Mr. Hancock. He put a lot of work in with our partners at Pro Media, getting all that set up, getting all that together. It's a wonderful, wonderful tool for us. What Dr. Holder alluded to out front and a lot of things that we do, we talk about being a small community with a world-class education. That's the world-class education. The next video will focus on the small community, and that is our ELF program and giving back. And so that's a good way to kick this campaign off before we move into the individual buildings. So I wanted to make sure I highlighted that. One thing that I am throwing out to our community, we've got one position that we are needing to fill extremely quickly, if possible. Really, it's two positions. We've got an individual that we need to transport 3 days a week from Corden Elementary back to their home, roughly 11 o'clock on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Have to have two people to do it. We'll train you how to drive a midbus if anybody's interested. If anybody is interested or knows somebody who might, please contact Ms. Carrie Simler, HR Director here at Lanesville Community Schools, area code 812-952-2555, extension 362. Again, we need two people to do that. That is a paid position. A short little bit of time would be great for a couple of retirees maybe. There's one student that we have to get transported during that time around 11 o'clock from Corden to their home, which is just west of Lanesville on Highway 62. One thing I want to share with you guys, our Lanesville Community School Corporation administrative leadership team is diving headfirst into what is called 6 types of working genius. We spent a lot of time this morning and the last few days taking an assessment, figuring out how we, and it's not really a personality assessment, it's a working conditions assessment. There are 6 traits, and it indicates to us the 2 that are most optimal for us, the 2 that are in the middle, and the 2 what are called working frustrations. And it's really interesting. We started today looking at what our assessment said, what the scores were, how we work well together, who's got what traits. And when you go through them, they all make sense. And you go through them, you think, oh, yeah, I see that in that person. And yeah, in myself, I see that. And there's no right and there's no wrong. Really what it is these are the things that I enjoy. These are the things that give me energy and make me want to come to work every day. These are the things that make me want to go do something else. These are the things that I cannot stand. Somebody else may really, really like them. So how can we look at things? How can we lean on each other to help not only get through those times, because we all have to do a little bit of those things, but also how can we be a better team and help pick up the things that we really, really enjoy or that give us joy or that we think we do well? How can we pick up a little bit more of that when somebody else can maybe pick up some of the slack on the things that we're not as strong in? And this isn't a one-time deal. I had conversations over the last several months with several superintendents. And this assessment is used in hiring of leadership positions and as a tool to help kind of figure out, okay, I think I will work well with this person. I know that I have this deficit. Looks like they have this strength, to help kind of pair. But then also you bring it back and circle back to it as you go through either PDs or administrative meetings or just meetings with each other, and you learn those traits about each other. So I wanted to share that. We have a teacher spotlight tonight. Miss Tara Dye, I think, is here. Miss Tara Dye is our teacher spotlight. I'd like to give the microphone over to her.
I love speaking in front of adults. I think last time I did this, I was shaking the microphone or the podium. Hopefully tonight will be better. Good evening. As Dr. Apple said, my name's Tara Dye. I have the pleasure of teaching first grade alongside Mrs. Holdridge. And each year, our curriculum includes a unit that is focused on understanding what makes a community, which is kind of perfect for that video that we just watched. One of the highlights of this unit is introducing students to the various community helpers who play an essential role in supporting and strengthening our community. To bring this learning to life, we offer a variety of engaging experiences, including a field trip to the Cordon Fire Department and the O'Bannon Nature Woods or Nature Center, visits from guest speakers, and a Touch a Truck event, as you can see on the screen over there. This Touch a Truck event features local first responders. These activities provide our students with meaningful, hands-on opportunities that help them to connect with the people and services that help our community thrive. We would like to extend our sincere appreciation to all of the community helpers who contributed their time and resources to make our Touch a Truck event a success. In particular, I don't think she's here. Is Kat here? We'd like to thank our SRO, Officer Kat Wolf. She does a huge part in pulling this event together. She reaches out to a lot of our Harrison County first responders. So a big, big thanks to her. In particular, Jason Schneider and all of the Lanesville volunteer firefighters that participated. Officer John Gott from the Lanesville Police Department. Detective Chris Burks, who's from the Harrison County SWAT. He brought the Bearcat, which is really cool. I think there's a picture of it up there. There's a hole in the top where the kids can climb out and peek through, and it's a pretty cool experience for them. And then the children's favorite, Detective LeMaster. She brings Scooby-Doo, who is a Mastiff, I think. And he's like the size of a horse. He's humongous. Not really, but it seems like that next to first graders. And that is by far their favorite thing, to get to meet Scooby-Doo and love on him. So we'd like to thank all those community members for partnering with us and thank them for all of the incredible work that they do.
Thank you, Ms. Dye. That is it for the superintendent's report. I do have the PTSO report. They did not have a representative that could be present tonight, so they asked if I could read that. PTSO report, junior high dance was successful and all the students had a lot of fun. Thank you to all the parents and volunteers for helping make it a memorable night. We had our Eagle Days in the high school on Halloween. Students played a game to win drinks, candy, and other snacks. Our next Eagle Day will be on December 17th. The Frost Buddy fundraiser wrapped up and has been submitted, hoping to receive a date soon on when they will be delivered. Currently, our Spirit Wear shop is open. It will be closing on November the 24th. We will have our volunteer opportunities coming up for Spirit Night on December the 1st. The holiday shop December 15th through the 17th, and Car Rider Greeter November 25th, November 25th for Thanksgiving, December 5th for the 80s, and December 20th for winter break. And that concludes the PTSO report.
Okay, that was number 7. Number 8 is public comments related to agenda items only. Public participation policy will be in place. There's nobody signed up. Is that correct? I don't see anybody. Okay. The next item is number 9, the approval of Prosser quarterly payments in the total sum of $179,775. You got any comments on that? Or
Yeah, that's just what we pay Prosser. They get about half of the ADM for all students to go. We send about every year. Last year was 56% of our juniors and seniors went, but it's usually about 50%. So we need to make that payment.
Okay, could I have a motion and second to approve?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Okay, the number 10, the approval of digital sign in the amount of $38,770 from the 2018 bond series.
And this sign will go right out, and we've been working on this for about a little over a year now. It'll go right out by the gym, right where the big hill is that drops down to Crestview. What it allows is it would be a two-sided digital display sign. Most schools have them. When you go, we do not. But it gives a chance to give a lot of information to parents when they sit in the car rider line forever in the afternoon or in the morning. And then plus also when they're down at the sports fields, athletic fields, you can see it coming up Crestview from both directions. So it's a way for us to communicate with the community and parents a little bit better. It'll be right there on that corner, kind of where the stairs go down. So it's easily seen from both of those sides. And it will come from bond money that is designated for such things that has a life on it. We need to get that on the books.
Okay, could I have a motion and second to approve?
I'll make a motion.
Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Okay, the next item is number 11, the approval of a logo L sign in the amount of $9,900 from, again, the 2018 bond series.
And where this is going is on the outside of the gym that faces Crestview, the great big just white wall, the cursive L that we use for everything. It is a lit sign that will go right there that you can see from the road, that you can see from the athletic fields. It'd be big, just a big purple cursive L, be wired and really add to our facility.
Could I have a motion and second to approve?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
Any discussion?
Dr. Apple, does this deplete all the money, unspent money from the 2018 bond series?
No, there's still a little bit of money left in there.
But there's specific purposes for it, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
and so all the bonds, when they're sold, they're designated for certain, some for specific projects, but then some more broadly for technology or things like that, infrastructure facilities.
Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Okay, the next item is number 12, the discussion of HVAC maintenance agreement proposals.
Yeah, we knew that this is something we were going to have to tackle, and here in just a minute, I'm going to have some representatives from Alpha talk to you guys and answer some questions that you have. We ran these bids, ran it through the Wilson Center like we do a lot of things. We got several bids back. Nobody comprehensive like Alpha. Train, who the current contract is with, who we've had a lot of difficulties with, wonderful people. All they want are the controls. They don't want any of the maintenance work on the chillers. They don't want any of the maintenance work on the boilers, things that we desperately need. Carrier, which was another one, and we've got Carrier chillers, and Train, they wanted 1 year, $28,680 with annual terms. Year 2, $27,000. Year 3, $28,915 with annual terms. That includes site scheduled controls, maintenance, digital system inspections, software updates, and 50 hours of help desk solution with that agreement. Carrier only wants the chillers. They didn't want anything else. That's all that they service. And so that was 5-year total agreement price of $88,000. That could be paid quarterly, $4,400, or annually, $17,600. It includes one compressor replacement per year. That plan would have to be combined with Train or Alpha, or just Alpha, to do all of the other work. And so at that point in time, if you went with that would only include the chillers, and we'd still have to open everything back. Alpha is the only one that said, "Yep, we can handle everything," and they can give you some details here in a minute. But Alpha Energy, chiller, boiler, and controls. Alpha offers all 3 plans, and we could go with a couple of different options, and they'll explain some of those to you. If we go everything Alpha, 1-year conversion costs, and that would be to change all the controls over, $53,069.44. And then after the first year, so after the conversion, and guys, when you get up here, correct me if I'm wrong on any of this, because there's a good chance I might be, then the estimated cost is about $35,000. The conversion of controls to Johnson controls, which are open protocol, $24,905.44. That's a one-time cost. You only have to do it one time. And then 1 year of controls, $6,800 per year for controls. And after 1 year, which is compared to $28,000 from Train. So that's pretty good after that conversion. And those Train controls we had a lot of difficulty with because they couldn't run the chiller correctly. So we'd have to bring Alpha in, and Alpha came in and did a lot of that work for us to start with when things wouldn't work properly. And then chiller for 1 year annual, $22,404, or $1,867 monthly. This also includes one compressor replacement per year, which is huge for us. That's what's got us back up and going, and maybe too cold in the winter now. And then boilers, $5,760 annually, or $1,440 quarterly. One thing that when we reached out to Alpha, whenever we got the air quality testing, said, "This is what we've got," and they may be able to pipe in on this as well. They said, "Yeah, we noticed that you've got a lot of things that are," and they can explain a lot better than I can, but essentially the dampers were stuck and air wasn't being forced out. They said, "Yep," and I believe it was roughly around $3,000. They can hopefully take care of that for us roughly, but they can give you all that. But when we look through all this, and the reason why I brought Alpha in, they are the only bid that wanted everything. And when you start dividing things in between companies and they have to work together on controls and then chillers and boilers, that becomes very cumbersome and complicated. For me personally, when I had to cut school out twice because we couldn't keep our facility cooled, Train wasn't able to do that for us, and an Alpha employee who has a wife that teaches for us reached out to me. He did the first time, and I said, "Well, we've got this contract." The second time, I said, "Yeah, come and look at it for me." And within several hours, they had it cooling, and the temperatures were dropping. They didn't have to do that, but they did, and that sticks with me a lot. But on top of that, they're the only company of all the bids that were submitted that is willing to take on everything. Gentlemen, if you want to come up and share some things with the board.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I'm Jerry Lewis, Director of Sales at Alpha, and this is
Robbie Bohannon. I'm the controls manager.
So how we got here wasn't from the sales side. It was from the technician side, where our technicians worked for Carrier, and then they came over 6 or 7 years ago and came to work for us. But in a quick foundation of who we are, Alpha Energy Solution, our president, Joe Rhodes, came from Train as a service technician in 1994. And our foundation is chillers, boilers, HVAC, and control service. That's if y'all want us to build a building, that's not us. We're a service company. And how we got into all the services on the screen was because our customers asked us to do that. Because what we found is pointing fingers in different directions. Well, you need to call the controls guy. And then the controls company comes out, and then you have additional cost to those. And that's what we found. So we've grown into a lot of different services that we provide. So that's a quick overview of who we are at Alpha Energy Solutions. So
Then to go back to the air quality that, Matthew was pointing out to me, just noticing, we've sitting out kind of reviewing the system, and there were several dampers that was fully closed. Well, you've got to bring in fresh outside air to keep that carbon dioxide out of the room. So I think a lot of that we can kind of go through, look at these dampers, see what's going on with them, hopefully get some ventilation back in to where we're not at that really high level. That's the big thing that I've seen. And of course, with us doing the PM, we'll continue to monitor things and help make suggestions and try to make things better all along without trying to do it all at once.
and then we'll have some other. Let us dig into that, and we have some other solutions on getting the when the air quality when schools. And we see this a lot where the doors have mandatory being closed. That's where the issue is, and this is not an uncommon thing. Okay. So, do you all want to go through the contracts?
Please do.
Okay. So the first one, there's 4 different contracts, and Robbie and he'll jump in, will be the integration of the existing train controls to Tritium. So basically what we're doing there, you're going from a proprietary system to an open system. So we have to earn your business each day, each year. It's not like, hey, you have to use us. You have a choice.
So you're not holding us ransom.
That's
like
correct.
Train. Yeah, like a system like that where you're locked in.
It's a non-proprietary where you have other options for people to work on.
So currently our system's proprietary?
Yes.
Yes, with train.
So that's the proposal. That is the 24905.44. Okay. Any questions on this one?
So the 2490544 is just the conversion of the control systems to an open protocol?
Yes, sir.
And that's a one-time.
Right.
One-time
That's a
thing,
one-time buy.
then you won't have to do it again. Then we just do the updates and keep you running.
What's the timeline on that? How long does it take to convert?
It's probably, truthfully, to get it completely done, it's probably going to take us a month to really work out all the bugs and get everything back to the way, where we know the system's running really good again.
And you guys had experience with the stuff that we have now. I mean,
Yes.
you've had obviously the train and the carrier.
Yes.
Yes.
We have many school systems that we presently do control work for. In Kentucky, we take care of all the KCTCS 300 plus buildings under a contract controls HVAC boiler. So Davies County, Jasper schools, East
North
Gibson,
Harrison.
North Harrison.
North Harrison.
So a bunch of different ones you can have references on. Any more questions on this one?
No.
Okay. All right. Then the next one would be on the controls PM, which is a total of the $33,840. And that's basically we're taking care of those controls on a quarterly basis. Or
Yeah, coming in, reviewing the system, helping make suggestions, things like that. Just kind of supporting things, seeing what kind of alarms we got, what we can fix, and things like that.
Well, what was that price?
3840.
Okay, because
340.
it says after year 1 on this, it says 6,800 per year after controls, or for controls after year 1.
Yeah. So yeah, where they took for the tritium. So there is a license that you have to pay for, kind of like everybody
Okay.
else, and it does add on that $2,000 or $3,000. It's like $2,000 some dollars.
Okay, so that'll be every year. That
Yes.
yeah, okay.
and we can get that to you. Any more questions on the control?
is it the $6,800 per year plus the $3,840?
No, no.
Okay.
No, that's included.
$3,840
and the fee is an estimated $6,800.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm with you.
Are we good on the controls?
Yes.
Okay. The next one we had was the chiller, the PM on the chillers. So our technician, he lives locally here. We have all the software, everything we need to work on the two Carrier chillers. And then we do have a one compressor change in our price, could change one compressor a year.
That's huge.
Yeah, and we got, what, 6 compressors, is that correct?
It's more than that, ain't it?
Yeah, it's more
Per
than that.
chiller, that's per chiller. I
Okay,
believe.
okay.
I don't know that to be 100% correct, but there's multiple.
Yeah, I think we've got 2/3 of them running on
Yeah.
one chiller and a third on the other.
One compressor change per chiller per year.
One-
Just one total.
Yes.
Yes.
You
One
brought
total.
6 chillers. Okay.
No,
All right, no.
There's two chillers
So-
that have multiple compressors on each chiller.
So the 22,204 is an annual maintenance contract on just the chillers.
That
It
is correct.
Includes if we need it, one compressor change.
We're going
in
to
the
change one
system.
compressor.
We
Annually.
need it.
Yeah.
That way we can get them all caught back up.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Any other questions on the chill? Okay, and then the boiler PM. We have the total. We have all the boilers. We have the expansion tanks, the storage tanks, and that total cost is $5,760 annually.
Expansion, what else did you say? Boilers?
Boilers and the expansion tanks.
Expansion tanks.
Yes.
You guys have any other questions for these gentlemen?
I've got one, the almost, well, $53,069.44. That's year one. And then estimated year two or year after year one would be $34,964. How do you see that go up significantly each year, or what's?
Typically, we're going. I mean, it may go up 3% somewhere along there. Nothing real dramatic in that way.
And then we're just a yearly contract then, or
We can do it tailored however you want. If we want to do a 1 year, we want to do a 3 year.
Right now, our last 2 contracts with Train are both 3-year contracts.
Okay.
Is that what, for you guys with schools, is that 3-year contract standard typically?
Yes.
So when you put the proposal together, you based it on information you already knew about the system. You saw the air quality control study done. Would it make sense to make sure we fix all the air quality control stuff and get the system up to code and running right, and then enter in a service agreement? Are we going to duplicate stuff by getting into a service agreement and then coming back later and having to replace stuff to fix the air quality control things?
I think if we get ahead of it now, it would probably be easier, because if you try
You may have to repair less or something.
right, because if you try to do it now, then you're going to have the other guys come in, reprogram that stuff, and get it working. Where if we attack it now, once we converted, then we're just moving forward, non-proprietary all the way through.
And also where we're sitting at now, Mr. Hassan, our contract with Train is up. It ended in October. And so any calls that we make right now no longer fit into that agreement. And so we are paying premium price for anything that we need worked on currently.
I'm concerned about the closed loop system itself. Do we have baffles that are gates that aren't opening properly and all that stuff?
Well, I think the biggest thing that we've seen so far is the dampers. And typically, you'll see an actuator, or the dampers themselves are just locked up and jammed up.
Calcium.
Yeah, rust, whatever, and we'll just have to go through and attack them as we can. We might have to dig into it more, and it might cost a little more to go in and free them up or change an actuator or something like that. But I think if we get ahead of it now, we'd be a lot better off than trying to manipulate it and then get somebody else in here. We could get this number down in the CO2 levels without a whole lot of replacements.
Because I don't remember. I was here when we built the building brand new, and it was less than 15 years. We had to go back doing a lot of retrofits on dampers and the registers in the room. It was just crazy because we didn't have proper maintenance and operational protocol on the system itself.
So hopefully we can get in there now and start keeping track of it.
Yeah, it's more than a custodial weight person can handle.
Right.
Yeah.
And this would start as soon as, if we approve, it starts right away.
Yes, it'll start there, and then we want to work with you all and keep you posted of everything and just be a good steward.
So if we sign a contract tonight, tomorrow morning, or say in a week, somebody walks into school and it's 60 degrees, we don't get a service call or anything, it's covered under this. Is that correct?
On a repair?
Well, the service call, the repair, I can see it could be equipment, but would a service call be covered under the contract?
No.
Okay,
no,
so this is just all preventative.
This is all preventative maintenance. It's not a full maintenance contract.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
So, Dr. Albert, this was sent to Wilson in I forgot what you call that process.
Procurement.
Yeah, they got 3 different quotes, and these guys were the most comprehensive from what I can tell.
And cheapest.
And then
In the long run.
they're well below sealed bid requirements. So
And again, what really sells me on Alpha is without having a contract with us, when Train couldn't take care of us, Alpha did.
they can.
No questions asked. They came and they worked with us. They are the only bid that came in that is comprehensive. Anything else, we've got multiple companies with their hands in the same cookie jar. When we're done with discussion, I'll make a proposal to you guys, and we'll go from there.
You got a local guy too. I see his truck go past my house all the time. I know you got a guy. I saw it.
Liable to see an Alpha van drop.
Yeah.
Well, not anymore, but you see an Alpha van drop kids off in the morning here in our car rider line.
My dog chases him every morning. He chases everybody.
I think it speaks of the integrity of their firm that they're going to get us away from a proprietary agreement, which means you've got to use them all the darn time, and that can get expensive.
I'm good.
Sounds good. to me.
Are you ready for?
Yep.
Yep.
At this time, I'd like to propose to the board to accept into a 3-year deal for our HVAC needs with Alpha to run the controls, the chillers, and the boilers, like was discussed. That is my proposal.
I guess the agreement will be for $53,069.44 for year 1. I'm not sure how. I guess it estimated of $34,964 with a possible 3% increase for year 2, and then compounding that for year 3.
And that 3% is an estimate. I mean,
Yeah,
it could
yeah,
be
that's
higher,
all.
could be lower, could be nothing. Who knows? But those are ballpark. You never know what's going to happen, what's going to go wrong, any of those things.
Are we entering in a 1-year service agreement with?
I'm
potential-
recommending 3.
3.
Okay. Based on these numbers.
Based on those numbers.
Yeah, that I just read. And that includes the compressor, compressor replacement per year.
That's good. Yeah.
Okay, could I have a motion and second to approve?
Hold on.
Alpha does allow 30 days notice.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. Yep. That's good.
Yeah, that sounds a lot better than our previous.
Yeah, that's
No,
good.
we, if you don't want us, we're gonna, I mean, we're not, 30 days.
Appreciate that. That's good. Yep. You look at that.
Okay, could I have a motion and second to approve that?
I move to approve the service agreement with Alpha.
I'll second.
Okay, any more discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, Mr. Crawhorn, for your work on this.
Yeah, thanks, Dustin.
Make sure I've got everything. Okay, number 14 is the approval of the 2026-2027 LCSC calendar, which was option 1. I'm going to let
Correct.
Dr. Apple talk.
And that is very similar to the option that we have now that we've been running under for decades now at this point. That's got a start date of the 28th for teachers and the 30th for students. It's got the 2 weeks fall break, the first full 2 weeks of October, 2 weeks of spring break, the last full week of March, and then the 29th through the 2nd of April. It's got December the 21st through January the 1st for winter break. Come back on the 4th. One thing that is a little different, I didn't catch in time, nobody else caught, and then finally I saw it on Election Day. We had us in school on Election Day. We also have to address the spring primary this year. We've got us in school. We are a polling place. We will need to go to synchronous learning on both of those days. It'll be really good for the upcoming year. Give them an opportunity to try that out before the winter. We just, none of us, and a lot of eyes were on it. Nobody caught it. Same thing with this spring. We are a primary polling place. So we will need to go synchronous learning on both of those days. Looking at the data from it, and we've always shared it with teachers. This year we shared it with the entire staff and our school community at large. With the staff, Calendar 1 had 70.2% of all votes, 33 votes. Calendar 2 had 17%, 8 votes, and Calendar 3 had 6 votes, or 12.8%. When you open up to everybody at large, Calendar 1 still had a majority, 52.6. Calendar 3 actually had more than 2 at 24.7, or 56 people, and then 22.7 for Calendar 2. When you divide them, I already gave you the staff numbers. The community at large, those that got the email through our parent square, 97 or 48.5% of those chose Calendar 1. Calendar 2, 48, 24%. And then Calendar 3 had 55 people, 27.5%. It is our traditional calendar. It is what we are constantly on. I see no reason to change it, and I recommend that option of Calendar 1 to the board for approval for the 26-27 school year.
How close is that to Prosser's schedule?
It's a little different, like it is this year. Prosser tried to go some type of hybrid model where they don't match anybody. They don't even match New Albany Floyd. One of the calendars matched it most closely, I believe, was Calendar 3. But they have a couple days in 1 week where they're in and then off a week, and it matches it pretty closely. Not exact, but even before we weren't exact. Before we tended to go a few days or a week or two after we did anyway, typically.
Okay, thank you. So this brings us to 14, the approval of the 2026-2027 LCSC calendar, option 1. Could I have a motion and second to approve?
I so move.
I'll second.
Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. The next item is non-certified pay scale discussion.
Yeah. You guys have gotten, you have received proposed pay changes for our non-LEA employees, ranging from our building administrators. Our teachers, if you remember, got a $5,100 raise over the 2-year cycle of the contract. We try to stay in line with that. Propose for our administrators to get a $5,000 pay raise. That would take the high school principal from 95 to 100, elementary principal from 90 to 95, assistant principal 80 to 85 at the elementary, and the high school 85 to 90. One thing that I would ask for you guys to consider and to work in their contracts, a reduction of days. When you look at their daily rate, they were falling behind some of our teachers. Some kind of considerable where they were. Also, when you look at the daily rate, and I shared with you guys statistics of the corporations around us and like-sized corporations, a lot of our neighbors pay a lot more for administrators and have fewer days. Daily rate, the discrepancy was pretty large. We'd like to keep them as close to in line as possible. They do a fantastic job for us, and we want to make sure that we reward them and keep them as long as we can. High school principal 200 was 235. Elementary principal 210, that was 225, and that was, I believe, the highest of anybody around us. Elementary assistant principal 200 from 205, and assistant high school principal 205 from 210.
I think you said 200 for the high school principal. It's 220.
220.
Yeah, 220. Okay.
Yeah. Technology director, looking at, in several of these, we'll talk about looking at creating steps. That's always just been a pay, straight pay. Looking at creating some steps for that, bringing in at 70,000 for years 1 and 2, 3 and 5, 75, 6 through 8, 80, and 9 plus 85,000. Facilities director, that again was just straight pay. There were no steps built in that. I think it's advantageous for us to do that. Starting salary of 60,000 for years 1 and 2, 3 and 5, 65, 6 through 8, 70, 9 plus 75,000. Corporation nurse, we're looking at, that should be 30. On your sheet, if you look at that, on 5 plus, that should say $34. Looking at the starting pay going, it is now currently $29.5, bumping that up to $35, and years 5 plus, it is $33, bumping that to $34. Corporation athletic director, much like technology director and facilities, it was just a straight pay, no steps. I think it's advantageous for us to create a stair-step system. Starting pay $65,000, topping out at 9 plus years at $80,000. Transportation director currently makes $15,000 or $18,000 with all the added things from the state and increasing our routes potentially in the years to come. We've already, from the first time that we did this, we've picked up some corporation routes, picked up a couple special education routes that we have to run back and forth from Gordon, looking at picking up one or more of those, potentially some more corporation routes in the near future. Moving that from $18,000 to $19,250. Corporation treasurer currently has a starting pay of $22.50 and tops out at year 6 at $30. I think we need to add a few more steps to that. Starting pay, move an hour, $23.50. Go up to 8 plus years, add 2 steps, maxing out $35 an hour. Human resources director, same thing, adding a couple of steps. Currently, it's $19 an hour to start. Keep that at 19, adding those steps. The old rate was 23, moving that to 30. You'll see we're trying to really reward people for longevity, for staying with the school corporation. Custodians, similar theme, adding a couple steps. Currently, they top out at $21 after, I believe, 5 years, starting at 18. Like to add a couple of steps, topping out, stay currently starting at 18, topping out at $23 an hour, adding a step for years 6 and 7 at 22 and 7+ at 23. Instructional assistants, same way. They've just had a flat rate. We moved that up from $15 to $17 2 years ago. That was all it was. We've got some people that have worked these jobs for years and years and years, and I think we need to kind of reward them. Moving that starting pay from 17 to 18, but also adding steps. And so those that have been here for years, reward them for that. So years 1 and 2 would be 18, years 3 and 5, $18.50, years 5 and 7, $19, and if you've been here 8+ years, $20 an hour. Study hall, very similar. It was a straight amount, no steps, no movement, no reward for longevity. It was $18 an hour. I think we need to add some steps. Starting pay $19 an hour, years 1 and 2. Then year 3 and 5, 6+ $21 an hour. Credit recovery is the exact same. It was just a straight pay, no steps. Adding steps, it was $22 an hour. Move the starting pay to $23 for years 1 and 2, 3 and 5, $23.50, $24 an hour for 6+. Cafeteria manager, we kind of shifted some things, moved some steps. It was starting $17.50, move that $1 an hour to $18.50, topping out at $23 an hour after 8+ years. Adding a step, it was at $21.50. Cafeteria workers, they were starting at $14.25. Make that starting a quarter higher, $14.50. It was topping out at 7+ at $17.50. Move that to $18.50 an hour. So at the top of that scale is $1 more. Cafeteria subs keep the same. Sub coordinator went from proposing $3,000 to $3,500. Prosser bus driver, if you've ever envisioned what that is, that's running back and forth to Prosser 3 times a day. That is a chore. Currently, we're paying $125 a day. I recommend that we move that to $135 a day. Those special education preschool routes, they're $90 a day now. Those were adjusted not too long ago. I think they're good still at that $90 a day now. Regular bus routes right now, or corporation routes, are $100 a day. I anticipate in the future having some that are under 50 miles and some that are over 50 miles. I think it's important to have that distinction. I recommend any routes under 50 miles, which all of ours currently are, from $100 a day to $110 a day, and any that are 50 miles and above, set at $120 a day for those routes for corporation drivers. Junior, senior high school secretary treasurer, that's our ECA treasurer. Year 1 under the current system is $18 an hour. It goes to 6+ at $21. I recommend that we move that to $19 for the starting pay, but increase it a little bit more as we go to $23 at 6+. And so that'd be a $2 an hour raise when you're at the top of the scale. And that is a heck of a job. Our secretary, administrative clerks, those are our front office people. Currently, year 1, they start at 17 and it tops out at 20. I recommend that we start at 18, increment up, top out at 22 on year 6+. Technology assistant, this is a position that we brought on to help as technology advances and then it creates more and more need. $22 an hour currently, tops out at 27. I recommend that we move that to 23 and top out at 29. And again, you see the pattern of rewarding people for their longevity with the corporation. Medical assistant, again, another newly created position in the last couple of years. It started at 18 and 5+ years at 23. I recommend 19 to start and year 5+ at 25 with increments running through there. One thing is we create some of these steps. It's important to know, and what I've got on there for you guys, you always run into people that are here, and Heather Smith, I'm going to pick on you for a minute. How many years do you have service? 19 consecutive years in the corporation. I think that is very, very different than somebody who's got 19 years spanned over 25 that have come and gone and come and gone. people in a position. And when we look at the number of years of service, if they're consecutive, they run that way. If there are gaps or they've done a different job, whatever that might be, looking at a 2-to-1. So if I worked here for 4 years and left for 5 and come back and I've been here for 2 years, 6 years total, but they're not consecutive in that position, you're looking at splitting that. So that would be 3 years of service. So they don't lose that time. It still counts, but it doesn't count the same. And I think that is the fair way to do that. One thing that I also recommend for our instructional assistants, most other people get to carry days over. Instructional assistants get 6 leave days throughout the course of the year. I recommend that at the end of each year, anything that they have left, whether it be 6 or 1, we buy back at $50 a day. I think that is fair. One thing I know that they get in, and most of them really love their job and they really love coming in, but you get to the end of the year and you look at those days and you say, well, if I don't use them, I'm going to lose them. I think we owe it to them to buy some of those days back. It could be all 6, it could be 1, anything they have less at the end of that day, buy back from them at $50 per day. Our vacation days we need to look at. Our 260-day employees, so you're looking at our custodial services, you're looking at HR director, you're looking at finance, corporation treasurer, ECA treasurer, those 260-day employees. They had to work a full year before they got 10 days of vacation. We have lost some, I think, what would have been good employees over that. When we interview, they hear that, and that's a hard pill to swallow. I would like to change that. In year 1, after 6 months, 5 of the 10 days. At the 1-year anniversary, you get the other 5, so that's the 10 over the year. But at least 5 of those can get used in that, or you can roll them over, and then after that, it's 10 a year. But I would like to do that for that first year. Looking at leave days, we also had a discrepancy. We had anybody, whether you had 200 days or 260 days that you worked, you still had 8 leave days. I think that's unjust to some of our employees that work 240, 245 days that are not bargained employees, that are not certified employees. I think for employees that are 200 to 229, the 8 days works out well, and buy back anything when they leave us, as long as they've had the 10 years of service at $50. It was $35. Move that to $50 to match what the instructional assistants, what I'm asking for that. Any employees that are 230 to 259, 9 days, so an additional day of leave, continue to roll over like they do. Buy those back after 10 years of service when they leave for retirement or whatever at $50 a day. And then our 260-day employees, 2 additional leave days, move that to 10 days a year. Let them continue to roll those over like they currently do after 10 years of service. When they retire or leave or whatever, buy their remainders back at $50 a day. I realize that's a lot. There are a lot of different categories. Really had to focus on rewarding those people that have been consistent employees, that have been here for years. We want to reward longevity. I'm not trying to, Heather said she's got 18 years of service in, and I don't know how Heather feels, Miss Smith. I don't know. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but if I had been here for 15 years, Mr. Lind, we hired you on, and you're on day 2, and after 15 years, I'm making the same you are day 2. That would be an issue, and I think we needed to adjust that and correct that. And probably long overdue, but well overdue, and especially buying some days back from those instructional assistants. Everybody else got to roll them over. That particular group didn't, and I think we need to do something for them, because I know a lot of them, and I've spoken to over the years, don't really want to take the day, and I've heard, if I don't take it, I'm going to lose it. This way, you can still work, still get that pay, but then get a benefit for being here every day or close to it. Those are my recommendations.
I want to thank Dr. Apple. You can see he put a lot of thought into this, and as well, Carrie put a lot of thought into this. So that leads us to number 16, the non-certified pay scale approval. Could I have a motion and second to approve?
I'll make a motion, we approve it.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Okay, number 17, approve the grant agreement for Harrison County Community Foundation for $1,849 for the purchase of a 9-square in the air for PE programs and LES. I think Dr. Holder spoke about that earlier.
Yeah.
Could I have a motion and second to approve?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Number 18, approve FMLA leave for Kelsey Rollins beginning 4/6/25 and ending 5/26/26, returning for the 2026-2027 school year. Could I have a motion and second to approve?
Correction on that.
4/6/26.
4/6/26.
Yeah,
Yeah.
4/6/20.
Yeah.
26.
Oh, whoops. Yeah, we're past 25. Okay, sorry. Let me change that date to 4/6. Yeah, 4/6/26 to 5/26/26, returning for the 2026-2027 school year. I missed that earlier.
That's okay. That's same
Could
one.
I have a motion and second to approve?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Same thing on 19.
Okay, approve the leave of absence for Elena Good beginning on 4/23/26, ending 5/26/26, returning for 2026-2027 school year. Could I have a motion and second to approve?
So moved.
I'll
Yeah.
second.
Okay, any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Number 20, approve the leave of absence for Karen Armstrong beginning 11/18/2025 through 12/19/2025, returning 1/5/2026. Could I have a motion and second to approve?
I so move.
I'll second.
Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Approve 5 extra contract days for the librarian, Casey Hussong, each contract year. Could I have a motion and second to approve?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Let the record show I'll abstain.
Okay, thank you. If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes, I guess, 4-0.
That's correct.
Yeah, 4-0. Okay.
It's his daughter.
Number 22, accept the resignation of Teresa Tracy Davis as a part-time cafeteria worker. Could I have a motion and second to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Approved Teresa Tracy Davis as cafeteria substitute. Could I have a motion and second to approve?
I'll move.
Second.
I'll second it.
Okay. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Approve the resignation of Lori Heiser as part-time cafeteria worker. Can I have a motion and second to approve?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Approve Lori Heiser as a cafeteria substitute, number 25. Got a motion and second to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Number 26, approve Karen Johnson as part-time cafeteria worker. Could I have a motion and second to approve?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Okay, Mr. Bridges seconded. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Approve the termination of Elizabeth Lily Morrison as full-time custodian. Could I have a motion and second to approve?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Approve a full-time custodian. Do we have a name for this tonight?
We do. It came to us today. It's scheduled to start on the 21st. On December the 1st. Come back to that one.
Okay, we'll come back to number 28. Number 29, approve the resignation of Janice Kirkham as instructional assistant. Could I have a motion and second to approve?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Approve Abby Tandy as elementary instructional assistant. That's number 30. Could I have a motion and second to approve?
So move.
I'll second.
Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Approve Donna
No.
Canals as a substitute teacher. Could I have a motion and second to approve?
I'll make a motion. I'll second.
Okay, Mrs. Rothrock and Tara, any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
That name on 28 is Clint Hall.
Clint Hawley. Okay, number 28, approve a full-time custodian starting December 1. Name is Clint Hawley. Could I have a motion and second to approve?
I'll make the motion to approve.
Any discussion? Or sorry, second. I got any second.
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Okay, back down to number 32. Approve Casey Roberts as a substitute teacher pending substitute permit. Could I have a motion and second to approve?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Approve Samantha Steele as elementary yearbooks sponsor. Could I have a motion and second to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Approved Darcel LeClain as middle school robotics sponsor. Could I have a motion and second to approve?
I so move.
I'll second.
Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Okay, approve the following coaches for the 2025-2026 school year. Jonas Powers as boys basketball volunteer coach. Kent Acton as boys basketball volunteer coach. Cameron Teeter as boys basketball volunteer coach. Ethan Schickel as boys volunteer boys basketball volunteer coach. Emily Callum as varsity girls softball coach. That's it for number 35. Could I have a motion and second to approve?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Number 36, approve the fundraiser. After prom, we'll have a donation jar at the Lanesville Food Mart. After prom, we'll hold a golf scramble. After prom, we'll be seeking donations from local businesses. Class of 2027 is hosting a dinner to raise money for their class. Could I have a motion and second to approve?
I so move.
I'll second.
Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Number 37, the ELF fundraiser. Could I have a motion and second to approve?
I'll make the motion.
I'll
Yeah,
second.
Okay. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Okay, we are at number 38, additional public comments. I have first on the list, Mike Wolf.
I just had one thing. I've missed a couple school board meetings, but I've kind of listened to them when I wasn't here. But first of all, kudos for the Alpha. I think that's probably one of the better things you've opened up and discussed out in the public of what was going on, and also the hiring of getting one company in here. Since I've been doing the concession stand for 6 years ago, and Mr. Apple started as athletic director, the former guy that was in here kept saying, I have to call somebody else to get something fixed. I have to call somebody else if the air conditioner wasn't working. Well, now it's a single person. So kudos to that, whoever got that, Mr. Apple, whoever. What I was up here for was, I was just wanted to see if there was an update on the roofing solar array project and controls that we discussed in here probably August of what was going on with that.
Yeah, the roofing is almost finished. It would have been, got some other things really just around the edges. We are right now with Duke, the connection agreement is being executed. We've got the paperwork, sending that back to them. And as soon as that is in, then and done correctly, then they can schedule the panels.
What about the controls that we talked about with the guy that we had the public meeting in here? That was something that was discussed, was the school controls, and I was going to look at them and do a report on that, but I've never heard anything.
They are in Bedford right now, still trying to wrap that up.
So the controls report still they haven't even.
No, they haven't started on that yet. But that was something that was free of charge for us, and so they were throwing that in. But when they get done with Bedford, they're supposed to move this direction.
Okay. Good. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wolf.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks. Okay, next is Veronica Hobbs.
I'm going to use my teacher voice because everybody knows I have one. You know, I wanted to come up here tonight to say, you know, I've been here in 1987. Jim still had dark hair. There was no gray. And I was here when Donnie Joe was on the board for the first time. And that contract he said, our calendar he said was decades ago. I was on that committee, helped develop that. So I tell everybody that I am critically endangered and about being steeped. Pretty soon I'm going to be retired. I retired from teaching in 2012 and went to work for ISDA, and I came back to Waynesville in my next career. So I wanted to take some time tonight to thank Dr. Apple and Ms. Lynn for partnering this year. Sharing was going to be great. We got it done too fast. Anyway, I just want everyone to know that we have an agreement that the teachers are happy with. The CTA has been trying to build a relationship with Dr. Apple. We've been working on developing a planning committee. We talked about what that committee would be responsible for. So we feel like we are on the right track in building that relationship. We wish we could develop better relationships with all the administrators, our CTA and our members, continue to work collaboratively with Dr. Apple and the board and our metaphor. Dora is always, thank you so much for targeting. We call that the Veronica Zero Argument. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Veronica, thank you for always answering my calls. Even not about this, I appreciate it.
Okay, the next person on the list is Christine.
Dodie.
Dodie.
What'd you say?
I've got support.
Yeah. She's got. I like the shirts.
Hello, my name is Chrissy Doty, and this is my 12th year working at LES as a paraprofessional. I am speaking tonight on behalf of my fellow paraprofessionals here at Lanesville. Some are here with me tonight. Many of you may not know what the role of a paraprofessional is. We are also called aides, assistants, teacher helpers. We kind of answer to whatever we're called. It's hard to define our role. We co-teach, provide special education services, support behavior goals, sub wherever and whenever we're needed. We support social skills. The list is endless. We show up every day for our students and teachers by supporting classrooms, building relationships, and helping our school run smoothly day to day. Tonight, we are asking for the recognition, not just as employees, but as a union. Just as our teachers are able to be a part of a union, your Lanesville Paras want the same rights and protection. We are fierce advocates for our students, and we are dedicated staff to the school. When paras are valued, students feel it. Teachers feel it. The whole school is stronger for it. We're asking today to be recognized as the professionals we are and be given the same treatment as our colleagues. Tonight, I have for you a petition with signatures of over 80% of the paras in our school who are asking for this. Thank you for your consideration on this matter, and I hope we can all work together to make this happen for my fellow paras and myself in the future.
Thank you.
Thanks to the parents too. All you.
Okay, I don't have any other comments. Is there anybody else wants comments? Chip White?
Still waiting on my state championship signs.
I know.
It's been almost 2 years now, so we need to get something going. Another thing I need to ask the board, have y'all got some kind of policy protecting kids going into an empty house when they get out of school? I've got a couple neighbor kids, elementary kids, going home each day to an empty house. At 6 o'clock, they're still there by themselves. I've talked to the bus driver, and she said she's called the school and said they couldn't do nothing about it. But I don't want these kids hurt or anything to happen to them. Their home life's not that great. There's nothing I can do about it. But it's sad. Have you all got some kind of policy where they can bring them back to school?
No, there's no latchkey policy like that.
Can you
You look at each, depending on age, individual, the house, and so there's no blanket policy to cover that.
So they're allowed to go in to an empty house?
We've got a lot of kids, they're typically sometimes called latchkey kids, where they come depending on how long it is, depending on the age. We've had, instances where younger kids, the driver will bring them back. Older kids, no. We've had instances where recently, and Chris Lasley did a really good job on this, making sure, because there was a delivery man in the driveway, making sure that kid got in the house. And so you can't put a blanket policy out on that. Is there an older brother? Is there not? How old are the kids? And so there are a lot of variables, but we have had times where if it's a younger kid, they keep them on the bus. We make phone calls to try to track them down where they're at. Sometimes they've come back. Sometimes we've taken them somewhere else. But there are a lot of variables on that.
These are two elementary kids. I spoke with you on this other matter I'm bringing up, and I've been on the phone tonight with state police discussing this, that when they get off the bus on a state highway, they're supposed to get off that bus where they step onto their driveway instead of crossing in front of the bus. Now, I know you said you talked to Troy Boyd, but I've got where he's said, if it was a ballpark, it's different, but you can ask Jody how many times her stop arm's been run this year. I don't want to go out there. I work for a funeral home. I don't want to have to go out there and pick up a kid that's deceased or hurt. But she could drop them kids off on her way back when she brings the bus back to school. Because she brings the bus back to school, so they could ride that whole route. I just hate to see them crossing that bus, in front of that bus. That road is getting dangerous each and every day it's getting worse. So I'd like for you all to consider changing her route where she can drop them kids off on her way back to the school here with her bus.
We'll talk with him.
Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah, I don't remember what number that was. Okay, number 38. No,
39.
39, adjournment. Do I have a motion and second to approve?
I so move.
Or second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.